And yes, we are here with Zfennadia Talk, your
Hey
podcast.
guys.
Yep. And so let's just get into it. How was your week? How has your week been?
Well, I'm busy with something new, so now I'm in training. Um and it's very intensive. Um Very intense. So I'm surviving.
Hmm.
I'm
That's
surviving.
the thing. I say
Yeah.
that all the time. I'm like surviving. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you don't
Definitely
want to you don't
surviving.
want to lie and sit there and say, "Oh, everything is peaches and roses," but you don't want to give like the nitty gritty of what it is. So it's like
Yeah.
that's the perfect go to. Just I'm surviving.
Yeah, well, to put emphasis on surviving, I feel like, if I may say it immediately, I feel like my 9 to 5 is blocking my creativity, but we can elaborate after the introduction. How was your how was your week?
It was a struggle because
Yeah.
I'm still trying to figure out what's going on with me health wise.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then feeling a little because it's that season time of year when it's colds and stuff are starting to go around. And then because we have new people training, so I have a trainee,
Yeah.
and this girl, why on earth? Like, it's like this girl, she's off. She was called in sick one day. She comes in the next day a little late, and she kind of dragging. I said, "What's wrong with you?" I said, "Are you sick or something?" She's like, "Yeah." She sits down. She's like, "Yeah, I'm just waiting to get a. I couldn't go to see my doctor, so I'm waiting for a phone appointment." She's like, "I have a sore throat and I'm coughing and all my joints are painful. I feel like I'm thinking." She's and I was just like, "Why did you come in if you're feeling so bad?"
Mm-hmm.
It's like, just let them know, just text them or text the manager, whatever, and it's fine. Like,
Mm-hmm.
don't drag yourself in. So anyway, she goes, has her phone appointment. She comes back. I said, "Okay, so what did the doctor say?" "Okay, we think it's this." So he gave her a prescription, and then he goes, like, "Also, before you go, I mean, when you get home, take a rapid COVID test." I was just like, I said, "You need to go, and we'll see you next week. Like, just go tell the manager. I promise you, they'll be fine." And they were, of course. And we're
Mm-hmm.
all like, "If you're this sick, why do you come in and make everyone sick?"
Body sick.
And then people go home and they're going to make their kids sick, their spouse is sick, if they have older people living with them. It's like, why?
I think it's the economy, because you basically poor if you sick.
Listen, and I get it. If I miss a day, that's a day pay gone. I totally understand it. But you're no good to anyone. Like, if you're that sick, like, literally, she was sitting there, she had, like, would sit there with her head down on the desk.
Wow.
If you're that sick, you're no use to anyone.
Right.
Like, I get it. If you have a little cold, just put on a mask and whatever. But, like, if you have, like, the flu or even, you know, the sea, like, please don't come in.
Right.
So, anyway, so that, and then, yeah, and then it's just other stuff happening. Um, when it's concluded, I'll share. I'm not going to share. I'm going to be honest. I'm not going to share it publicly. I'll share. We'll talk about it after.
Okay.
But yeah, it's just a really stressful week. Sometimes you're like universe, what am I doing? Like, what did I do? Why are
To
you
deserve this.
hits at me? It's like hit after hit after hit.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, I know I'm a good person. I know
Hmm.
I'm actively working on self development and being a better person. So I know I'm doing everything that I can do. And so you start thinking in your head, okay, is maybe our generational curses a thing? Is this what's happening? And then it's like, I don't really want to believe in that because I think
Yeah.
everybody has to, you're
Yeah.
responsible for yourself. But it's just like, I'm so like, frustrated. It's just like I'm just trying to figure out like what is going on where I can't get a little like smooth
Yeah.
evenness in life.
Hmm.
It's like why is it constant like you're constantly in like a fight or flight all
Yeah.
the time? But anyway, so I'd be lying if I said I wasn't struggling, but I'm here. I'm
Yeah.
not dead. I'm not sick. Um, I'm still employed. We're doing our podcast. I'm still able to work on my book. Um, and so while life is not perfect, it could be worse. So I'm trying to be grateful for what is happening and progressing. So yeah, mm, that's it.
That was loaded.
Yeah, it was, and that wasn't detailed.
I think hope is what keep us going. You know,
Hmm. Yeah.
I think we hope all in the end it will all make sense. You
Mm,
know, and I think that keeps us going, keeps us alive. So what the only thing we really can do is hold on to hope
hmm.
and have faith. You know.
Yeah.
But I totally can relate with what you're feeling right now. I was just laying down this morning and thinking like life really goes on like because I live away from my family. I'm like, damn, I'm really here because I have a good job compared to if I was at home,
Mm.
in Suriname. So I feel really felt like I'm selling out a little bit.
Oh
You get what I'm
no.
saying? What you say?
I said, "Oh no, how come?" Like, what do you when you say
Um,
in what way?
because this country gives more money and there's a lot of luxurious stuff here. I miss out on time on my family. Like everybody getting older, everybody getting bitter, and I really miss like the main thing we're putting here on earth to do is love each other and feel love, and I really missing all of it.
Yeah.
You know, So I really had a struggle last night, this morning too, and I had a bad dream. We're not even gonna elaborate on that
Oh no.
because it had something to do with somebody from my past, and I was like,
Mm.
damn God, why you put that person in my head?
Yeah.
But I think if you go to sleep with somebody in your mind, or you really dislike not really dislike, but you don't care for somebody, I really think your brain even works when you go to sleep, so it
Mm-hmm.
catches you in a dream.
Mm-hmm.
But the best thing to do in this with this feeling in this day and age is keep on challenging yourself and keep on motivating yourself
Mm-hmm.
to the best of your ability.
Right.
So
Yeah. There's nothing to do. Yeah, you just have to keep moving
yeah.
forward. And then too, I find myself when I kind of want to get in that self-pitying mode, I just have to remember that you've been in spaces of where it's been 10 times worse. And if you got through that, you're going to get through this.
Yep.
And don't necessarily not allow it because we're human beings. It's okay to have a little those moments of self-pity of why me, but just don't sit in it for long. Let yourself feel a little ugh, for a day or two, maybe more, but don't let it continue and turn into weeks and months. Allow it. Okay, now keep going. You have your plan because I know we're both people who have plans, and get back on the plan and keep going. So I think it's
Yeah.
important to not deny those very human feelings of occasional self pity and woe is me. It's okay.
Yeah, because I never, because when we were little and our parents wanted to shame us and show us like, look, the people in Bangladesh and the people in Africa, they, I don't do that comparison. I always compare myself to where I was five,
Hmm.
6, 10 years ago. And
Yeah.
if I would have gave up then, I wouldn't be experienced the, I feel like it's greatness, even though it's not 100% good,
Hmm.
but it's an upgrade from where we come from.
Oh
You
yeah.
get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's what gives me hope and faith that it will be better. But if, and me and you can relate to the same thing, if you have morals and values
Hmm.
and have a certain way of thinking and you really want certain things, you wouldn't be satisfied easily with what's coming from society.
Right.
So you, and when you choose to be like that, it's not even that we choose to be like that, we just are like
Hmm.
that.
Yeah.
And when you are like that, you gotta stay 10 toes down on what you believe in.
Hmm.
So sometimes it will feel like you're alone on an island. Sometimes it will make you feel like you're the alien of society and the alien of bunch, but that's you.
Hmm.
So
And,
we
and
gotta
and
accept what is us,
yeah, and
you
then
know?
even in that, it's like it's gonna take longer than if you didn't cheat or scheme or
Right. Now
learn
you're talking.
something. It's like it's gonna take, whereas maybe someone, it may take them 5 years to do something, it might take you
Now you're
15,
talking.
and
Because
that's
I
okay.
want to give a very cheap example. So somebody, let's say me and a friend, right? Live in Suriname. I just giving a no. Let's say me and a friend. We just, yeah, we live in Suriname. We live in the Caribbean, and I came here and I do everything on my own. But she, let's say, she married like a white man who have a lot of money. It's not the same journey. You
Hmm.
get what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because even if you divorce him, you have money, you have
Hmm.
alimony, but
Yeah.
I have to get it from the bottom.
Yes.
So it's different. I don't have to respect it. That's their journey, but I really respect myself because the price they are paying is heavier than the price
Hmm.
I have to pay. You get what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
when we have a certain struggle, I think we have to also embrace this because that's our struggle to fight. Because we might see what people show us daily on social media or in real life, and people know how to fake stuff and to show flashy stuff,
Hmm.
but everybody has a struggle,
Yeah.
and some struggles are bigger than others. So I've learned to embrace mine. It's often not easy, but I've learned to embrace mine, and we gotta fight this fight, man.
Hmm. Yeah, definitely, I agree. Yeah, you should, competition with yourself. That's my focus. Just being better than, like you said, the old you, and knowing where you've come from. Like even when people are always like, "Oh, couple goals," I'm like, mm-mm.
No.
You don't know what's
Yeah.
going on behind the scenes, and when they're
Yeah.
lying next to each other at night. You have no idea. Like I don't care how perfect somebody looks, and oh, she did. Or even like another example, like remember when Sierra shared her prayer for a
Yeah.
husband? I was like, no, I said that's not your prayer.
No.
You don't want to go what Sierra went through until she got the husband and the family.
Right.
I said
Right.
you can pray, but make your own prayer.
Yep.
Yeah, never just don't want what somebody else has. You can
Yep.
use them for inspiration,
Yep.
but just keep that competition within yourself. Yeah.
Yep, yep, yep. Man, everybody is his own prototype. What works for other people will never work for you, you know? And even if you want, which bring us to the next topic, but even if we look at a man and we think we want that, when you really spend time with that person, you see that, you know, and that's why things don't work out. And that's the difference between a younger woman and a difference between a woman with experience and a woman with age. um Things I would fall for 10 years ago don't work now, you
Yeah.
know, because we see through stuff.
Yeah.
We see through stuff immediately. We know patterns, we know red flags, and only we need to make sure that we don't get desperate. Because I see a lot of older women get, they just been alone for so long, and at a certain point they just get desperate and they don't see what really goes on, and that's why they lose in their house that they work hard for. They lose in everything they work hard for, because they just in a relationship with somebody who is just who first love bombs them and make them feel great,
Oh.
and then everything has been taken from them. So
Mm.
yeah, I think women have it real, because I'm a woman. I don't know how men feel, but as women, we really have it hard. We really, in this generation, we really have to watch out. Like, really watch out with the choices we make. Really watch out that we move calculated when it comes to who we let in our space. And this is not
Mm.
only for men, but the friends we keep. You know.
Yes.
So yeah,
Hmm.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, you're constantly kind of always on the on the lookout, which is terrible. Like, instead of just being able to enjoy people, because I mean, you just learn through life that even though you have a good heart, unfortunately a lot of people do not. So you can't sit there and go through those rose colored, look through the rose colored lenses and, oh, everybody, nobody would do this, nobody would do that. You're constantly like listening to every little sentence and their facial reactions and
yeah,
how do they handle, uh, difficult situations
yeah.
or emergencies. Even it's sad, but it's
Yeah, and if I'm your friend, right, and I let you close to me, I don't want you to be sneaky. I don't want to have certain disagreements with you, because you know my personal stuff. You
hmm
get what I'm saying? I
yeah.
don't want you to get feel a certain way. But then again, we are all people, you know?
Mhm.
Because if you move a certain way, that scares me, because with me you only have one time to do, because some people really knife it. You get what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Some people really knife it. They're like, with me, I go as far as saying something stupid. You get what I'm saying? Then you have to tell me, like, see that, okay, that was not nice.
Mm.
It's just the humor, but the annoying thing of me. But some people are really, really manipulative. They will watch a certain pattern, and then they're gonna look how far they can disrespect, or how far they can you and throw you in front of the boss to get that shit done. And with me, you only have one time. You only have one time to do that. Like, I will still talk to you. I will still check on you, like, hey, how you doing and stuff like that. But I will never meet up with you in person again. Ever, ever. So yeah,
Yeah.
nah.
I don't know. I think I can be harsh. Like sometimes, like I'll cut people off with a with a quickness. like like you are dead. Like I won't even, and it's not even to cut them off and wish bad things. I've just cut them off and
Like, you don't care no more.
nope.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yep.
Can't I can't.
Okay, talking about couple goals, because she was talking about couple goals. Have you heard that thing about Jeannie Mai Jeezy?
Oh yes, that I was genuinely shocked.
I was shocked too, but it was predictable though.
How come?
That's not, first of all, GC is an ex drug dealer from the ghetto, right? Um, I felt like he got in a relationship with Jeannie because of a come up.
Oh. Mm.
Um, and I also feel like women should be very, very, very careful when they put out there, and that's why on our podcast I will also would be careful because a man, right? A man is very observant, and a man is such a predator, and it don't have to be in a bad way. It doesn't have to be in a bad way because a man is a predator,
Yeah.
or a hunter. Let's say it
Yeah.
more properly, a hunter. That he will watch every move of yours, every step of yours, and if you say like you stand on something and you're not gonna do something, he gonna challenge it.
Yeah.
And he gonna challenge it to check if you really stand on it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the scariest bit because Jeannie said she don't want no kids. She said she won't be with a black man serious. She will have a black man as meat on the side. And the
Mm.
white boys would be just to be married, but the black man would be a meat on the side. So a man can marry you and still hate you.
Oh yeah. White men do it all the time.
So for me, Yeezy's type is literally also a hood girl, maybe maybe a little bit clean around, whatever, but
Mm-hmm.
somebody who understands certain things.
Yeah.
And maybe for a short term, it's fun to have somebody like, oh, she not like the girls in the ghetto, blah blah. But at certain point, it will clash, and
Mm-hmm.
it will, and Yeezy looks like a proud black man. He don't look insecure. He don't look, he looks
Mm-hmm.
like a proud black man who loves, maybe not loves his community, but he loves the way he is,
Yeah.
right? So that would never work. It would never work. In the beginning, like it's like just like a black dude coming around with a white girl to show the what black women like, yeah, I can get out of your league, like I'm better than, but
Mm.
not for long. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And just for the come up, I think he married her. And after that, the real stopped.
Yeah.
Certain things stopped.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what's scary for me, man. You never know what somebody's motive is.
Yeah. And that's a shame that they brought a baby into that. Like now that baby's in a broken home. And for me personally, like I don't know how involved he is with his other kids, but I hope that she is still able to be involved with her black side because I think having that growing up and knowing both sides is super important. Um, but I know she had to get that baby out before the eggs dry up completely. So mm.
I think her ex-husband really left her right now. The white one.
Yeah,
He
I
having a ball.
yeah, because she I think she was able to maybe allegedly gloat a little bit, like look at how this I married this black man and I gave him the baby that you wanted or whatever, and then now it's like, that's
Okay, I have a question. Talking about black men,
mhm,
do you think, and be honest,
mhm.
do you think that if a white woman is in a relationship with a black man or married to a black man, do you think she is still admirable for a white man?
Nope. I think her value drops in the white community.
It drops
Drops.
way bad.
Hmm.
But tell that to a black man, he gonna hate that conversation.
Yeah.
And I had that conversation with a friend of mine, and I told him like, listen, every white girl knows that being with you is like a sacrifice.
Hmm.
And that's why when they leave you, when y'all be rich, and when they leave you, they trying to take you for all you got because they know there's no, like she have to go to another black man because there's no going back. You guys are the oppressed.
Hmm. I
You get
think
what I'm saying?
I think I've only known one white woman who had was with black men and had children with black men who went back. and married a white man. Only one that I know of.
Was it a rich white man?
No, they're just regular working people.
Okay,
Mhm.
that don't count.
Okay. Oh,
You get what I'm saying?
you're talking about the super
I'm
rich
talking
or
about high
famous.
value.
Yeah.
I'm talking about high value. You
Okay.
get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and that's the reason why Kim will never get married to a solid white man.
Hmm.
Same thing with Chloe, but look at the other sister, Courtney. It was easy.
Oh yeah,
It was easy.
she never dipped and dabbled in the brown.
It was easy.
Yeah.
So
Hmm.
I think black man, you should let that it's Sicily spirit.
Yeah,
Let
it's like
it Sicily
they think that,
spirit.
because I think I remember seeing a video, and it was she was a white woman and a black man. They were sitting in a car, and she was trying to explain to him that
I
me,
saw that.
oh yeah, you saw it, Met her being with him. It's not a status symbol. It may be a status symbol in the black community, but in my community, the white community, being with you, it lowers my value. It's not looked at as a good thing, and he couldn't fathom.
Couldn't fathom.
And
He
it's like, wow,
couldn't
you're delusional.
accept.
He's
He couldn't
delusional.
accept. He was like, "Oh, I think about it differently." She was like, "I am a
Yeah,
white
she's
woman,
telling
and
you.
I'm
She's telling
telling
you.
you
Yeah.
how it is." And my brother was knocked off the field.
Mm-hmm.
Off the field.
Yeah.
It
It
was
was like,
very hilarious to watch,
it
if I
was.
say so
It was
myself.
hilarious and equally sad that he didn't know that. Like
It
nobody.
no, for me it was just it was just a shame that he wanted that. Because if I was a black man, right?
Hmm.
If somebody would have said that to me, I would be like, and ah, I don't care to be. Like I might dabble and dabble. Even if I would have done something, because that brings you back to, you guys don't think of us
Yeah.
equally.
Hmm.
But I wouldn't, and that's the thing. Maybe it's my ego, but I wouldn't even let them see I'm sweating. I
Yeah.
would be like, I don't even wanna be with y'all. I have
Yeah.
my people who have my back. Because when I go with somebody who looks like me, when I reach home, they know what it is. When I reach
Yeah.
home, they know, like, she immediately relates. You
Hmm.
know, everything. And yeah, I would have said, like, I might be sleeping with y'all, cause y'all, and I would even throw a jab. I would be like, y'all even more easy to get with. Like, I wouldn't marry. To be honest, cause
Yeah. Some of them. Yeah.
if you told me that, that means, like, let's take all the gender. Let's just put the black in there. If you look at me and think you can tell me that, I would make you feel stupid, cause I don't even want to be in y'all mix.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So for him, like, and that's how it shows again how some of us fail our community, because you want to be accepted so bad.
Yeah. And who
You
cares? Like,
you just
why?
you just caught slipping on camera.
The whole world knows you're an idiot. Yeah. Like, I don't know, like, and because people keep saying this, it's like, why are we so concerned about what other people outside of our community think? Who cares?
Because we don't have
Let's focus
nothing.
on us.
Do we have a brand? Because let's be honest, we don't have nothing. Do we have a brand of ourselves that's luxurious? When you see, like, a car brand. I'm not talking
Mhm.
about clothing, because
No.
we hitting on the clothing, right? Because you have a lot of black designers now who
Mhm.
really come up, and in the fashion industry, we there. And I think after 2, 5, 6, 10 years, I think we will lead in the fashion industry. I
Right.
think it's getting there. But when I'm talking about a bank, when I'm talking about a car brand, you can't even come into the mix. When I'm talking about the coaches of the NFL, the owners of the NFL, you cannot even come in the mix.
Hmm.
But that's the thing. As an underdog, I feel like, as the black community, as an underdog, you need to embrace the underdog. You don't have to embrace the ghetto mentality, but if you embrace the being an underdog, you will always win, because everything that comes after that is an upgrade.
Yeah. Constant
But
conversation.
the,
Yeah.
the funny thing about it is, and that's why our community is will be back always, because as leaders of our community, why do you want to be accepted by another community so bad?
Yeah. Yeah. It doesn't. It's weird. It's like, and that's like all that energy that you should be putting towards uplifting yourself and uplifting your own community. You're wasting it over there, and they don't care. They're
No, I'm gonna tell you
they
one
don't care.
thing.
They're not going to accept you.
I'm gonna
Really?
tell you one thing. There is no white man on this earth that come get a conversation. White, Moroccan, Asian, whatever, can come and tell me anything about a negative about a black man and think that conversation is gonna be disrespectful, or you're gonna say anything disrespectful.
Yeah.
I'm gonna show you, and maybe I will come back with a face like half broken, jaw half
Oh
broke.
damn.
But I'm gonna tell you that you ain't shit, and who you really aspire to be is a black man, because you will never reach the smartness, you will never reach the swag, you will, because you wanna be that. That's what I'm gonna tell you. You want to be that, but you can't. That's something that you can't. You get what I'm saying? Cause
But do they
they
like,
do.
but because let's face it, in society they are the top of the podium, like in hierarchy. Not saying that they're better than or more important than, but
But they
society
like
looks at them.
they got there. They didn't got there because they worked hard. They didn't got there because they got there because they stole though.
Yeah,
They
theft.
stole from the
Theft,
original. You get
theft,
what I'm saying?
deception, murder, slaughter.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
stole from the
I
original.
mean,
So their ancestors, we started with theft. We
mhm,
have everything. We
mhm.
were the builders. So our community, our black men from our community, we're owners of everything. That's why when we get the opportunity to do something, we always excel in it. When it comes to sports, when it comes to really education, when it comes to certain stuff, you will see the African people, the black American people, black European. We reach for the best.
Yeah, especially those Nigerians. When
Yes,
it comes to academics,
yes.
Nigerians are on the
Because
top.
we own the system, and you know where I saw that that we're really smart, but we don't know what it's called. Because most
Mhm.
of us, let's say a sickness like ADHD, ADHD, right?
ADHD.
ADHD,
Oh,
ADHD.
yeah. Hmm.
We don't know what it was called. You get what I'm saying?
Hmm.
But
Yeah.
we know something was wrong. I'm just giving an example. So
Hmm.
one time I had to do like a course, a leadership course. I paid almost 25, yeah, 2,500 for it, 2,500 for it. And I went there, I read the course, I read the book. I was like, but this is something I already know. I'm just seeing the structure of it. I'm just
Yeah.
seeing that, I can structureize, and this is teaching me how to use it. But this with me, it comes naturally.
Hmm.
So I think for a lot of us, most of us, certain things come naturally. We just need some structure with it. We just need to know what it is. You get what I'm saying? Because
So,
we
do you think that
created this.
it comes out just from nature, or do you think it comes out from our environment?
We just by nature we good. We just have the skills. I think by nature we already have the skills,
Hmm.
and by environment we already know how to make ends meet. So
Yeah.
that's made us more creative. The single moms, the dads that had to or the men that had to work with what we have,
Hmm.
that makes us creative, because we only have a hundred, while the white person has more money to get where they are. We have all the little bit that we're gonna use for different things. And even if we walk to go meet it, the moment we walk into our journey, on the way we see stuff that we can incorporate in things that we have to reach finally. So we are it, and that's the mindset we need to have as people. If we have that mindset as people, that we are it, and it starts with us, and embrace what we really are, I think we will be the leaders, and that comes from men and women. But
Yeah.
the thing society has done to us is pit each other against each other, and that's why we always lose it.
I mean, yeah, in society, let's face it, they pit it's poor. They're pitting the poor people of all groups against each other. So everybody is fighting each other, and then the people at the top are still sitting there laughing. They're rich. They're owning everything, controlling everything, and all the other 90% of the world is let's keep throwing things at them so they keep
But
fighting.
also, but also, but also the men and the women though in our community. That's why they pit us
Oh
against
yeah,
each other.
yeah, that's part
Because
of
let
it.
me tell
Yeah.
you something. Let me tell you something. Because when you look at social media yeah, right now, right, you're
Hmm.
gonna hear every woman say, "Yes, I make a certain amount of money. I would never date a black man who has less than me."
Hmm.
But that comes from hurt, right? If we have all the job, because people really like to say that women have the best job, and they and society grants black women more than black men, right? But if we knew that a black man was loyal to their community and loyal to their women, even if they pull us in front,
Hmm.
we would connect them to us because we know their loyalty is with us. But because we don't know that their loyalty is with us, we are
Hmm.
scared. And they showed us multiple times, and not everybody. I'm not talking about everything, but majority. They showed us that if we worked hard and we take care of stuff and we run in front, whatever, they're envious and they don't cannot stick to the program.
Hmm.
And even in the slaves movie, what the lady name is who had was making the hair products?
Oh, Madam
Madam
C.J.
CJ
Walker.
Walker.
Hmm.
Did you saw what her husband did on the back end?
No,
Like that lady working, 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 trying to sell her products. He was sleeping with the light skinned women and stuff like that.
I
So
mean,
while she up front cutting some deals and stuff like that, he on the back end sleeping with white women and talking about you be acting really different since you been making money. Like stick
yeah.
to the program. Stick
I
to
of
the
course I'm gonna
program.
act different. I have to act different because now I have a responsibility. I have money. I have a company. I have employees. I have to act different. Yeah,
Stick to the program. My advice to the black community is stick to the program. And then once you show loyalty to each other, I think life will get much easier. The loyalty is just it's crazy. And I don't say that people, let's say you with somebody, and I'm talking about the low grade loyalty.
hmm,
I'm just talking about just taking care of each other, because even if you don't stay with each other till the end, when you leave, and make sure, and especially if you have kids with a person, make
hmm,
sure the person is solid.
hmm.
Make sure the person is solid, because I couldn't imagine that somebody was there with you from the beginning and they help you create who you are today, and then you just left them out to be messed up in the end because you think you got everything from them already.
Yeah.
And that's how we live.
Hmm. Did you see that that little thing with Tyler Perry when
That's
he was
crazy.
with the
That's
interview
crazy. What do you think about it?
when he's basically saying that women have to um that women should just basically accept the bare minimum. If you are, because we all know that black women are in general in western countries earning more than black men. We because we have higher, generally have more post-secondary degrees, masters, phds. We're just in general earning more money. So he's basically saying if you're a woman who's in a higher income bracket, that if you find a man who is loyal to you, loves you, supports you, that you should if all he can pay is the light bill, you should be happy with that because he completes everything else in your life outside of the monetary. What do you think about that?
So firstly, he makes struggle movies where black women always struggling, and now he coming on podcast talking about we will need to struggle in real life. So if his films not was given the message, now he come telling us what to do. Really, like who hurt him at this point? Cause he messed up Monique's career. So you gotta look at stuff from the messenger, right? Like they used Monique until they cannot use her anymore.
and people were doubting her the entire time, and this woman was right. She was telling the truth. And everybody
Yep.
was saying she was exaggerating, she was lying, and all everything wash came out in the end. But
Yep.
she was right.
But that's what they do. That's what they do to black women though.
Mhm.
Nobody listens. Nobody listens. And that's and that's when women come on internet and they be talking and stuff like that, and we most of the time we just scared to confirm it because we like, damn, what if a black man see this, what we say, and they also gonna hate us, and that's why we always act like and say, yeah, I cannot relate to her, she just bitter. But let's be real. Let's be real for once, and say stuff how stuff is, because when something happened to a black man, look at Tory Lanez, look
Mm,
at who else, look at different things what happened with black men, like they coming together to make
mm.
sure they bully the opposite person who they bully, and even if it's true, they don't want them to go to jail. Like, if you shot me, you're gonna have to go to jail.
Yeah, and then
You
it's not
have
it
to go
wasn't
to
even her
jail.
fault. It was the police or whoever charged him. She didn't press charges. They just went ahead and did it. So it technically she didn't even press charges. So,
And still the hate is with her.
mhm. Yep.
So I'm not saying, all of all men, but I feel like you should know the pattern. I feel like black women should know the pattern,
Mhm.
and just go where you're loved. Like, me personally, I could never be with another race. I could never. I
Mhm.
just can't. It's just in me. I could never be with another race. But black women should go where they're loved. Um,
I totally
yeah.
understand why they do. I totally get it. Especially especially if you want babies and you've been trying with black men and it's not working out. I get it.
Couldn't be me though, but I get it.
Yeah, I don't
Yep.
know. I saw that Tyler Perry thing and I was just like, why are we first of all, we're adults. So every adult should be able to financially take care of themselves. Now, if you make as a woman, you're a high earner and you make say 1.5 million a year, it's very unlikely that you're going to find a man who makes that as well or more. It's just there are not that
But
men.
I have a question.
Mhm.
How come though? How come that women are more educated than men? How come? What's the logic? Because what's
That's a
the
good
logic
question.
behind it?
That's a good question. Or you know what? I think it had to do with. This is just off the top of my head. I think it may have had to do with seeing our parents struggle because a lot of us came from either single parent homes or immigrant homes. And when you're coming from a single parent home or an immigrant home, the struggle for your parents is different and it's harder. And maybe seeing that I'm going to make my life easier. And then also, um, because immigrants,
No,
let's
no,
face
no,
it,
no, 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 no,
education
no, no,
is,
no,
is
no, no,
what,
no, 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 no,
what,
no, no.
what.
I'm talking about, let's say your parents, right?
Hmm.
Have a girl
Yep.
and have a boy.
Yep.
Why is that boy late? How come you earn more money than that boy? That's what I want to know.
Oh, that's because they're raised differently. Women, girls are raised to be women. Men are babied in general.
You
They could,
think
they
is
could,
that?
they get to be in general. They get to be children way longer. Like your little girls are expected to, especially if you're the eldest, you're expected to help look after your brothers and sisters. You're expected to start cooking and cleaning and being a nurturer really, really early. Boys are in general, or especially in ethnic communities, boys are spoiled rotten. So I honestly I think it's that you're given and expected to be responsible young, and being responsible, you're looking into the future. I gotta have to get educated because I'm gonna be expected to be able to take care of not only myself, but possibly my parents. I think it's how they're raised for sure.
I think that, of course, but I think also in America the school system when it comes to the juvenile prison stuff, when a boy does something in school and stuff like that. So I think it's a combination of that. But um, America left aside, when I look at Europe also, I feel like men are way behind.
Mm.
Men are way behind when it comes to taking care of stuff. If I compare,
Mhm.
uh, yeah, and it's not that they are doing bad, but I feel like most of them use women as a common. Like they would have a girlfriend, and the girlfriend would take the lease on her name and stuff
Mhm.
like that. You get what I'm saying?
Well, that's dumb on her part.
So I know a couple of example. Maybe it's not don't have a broad like a big example of different, but if I think for what I know, most of them, if they don't live with somebody, it's not gonna, it's
Hmm.
not working. But women, they, even if they have a kid, but then again the government pays for, if they have a kid.
Mhm.
But look at me, I live alone, so I take care of my own stuff. But I know for
That's how
sure.
it should be though. We're all adults. If you should be able to take care of yourself, like so to even if you're not making as much money as the woman, like how did you live before? You didn't have your own place to live. You didn't buy your own food. You didn't have your own transportation. How did you live before that you only as an adult are only able to pay the light bill? Where's I don't understand the
Yeah,
disconnect.
that's crazy.
Like
That's crazy to me.
it's not even crazy. It's disrespectful.
I feel like he hates us at this point. Like I feel like he hates us because that's a different type of disrespect though. Because
Hmm.
that's what you're telling me. Like we deserve that.
Yeah,
We deserve that
we
because
deserve the
mind
bottom of
you,
the barrel. And yes, I said
yeah,
it, bottom of
mind
the
you,
barrel.
when there was like a podcast thingy on the street and everybody asks every woman of every race, is money important for you, and every race says yes.
Hmm.
Every race says that man should be a provider, but we are fed, we are raised to feel like a man should come as himself. He shouldn't be a provider. He should be himself. Yourself don't mean that you need to be poor and a bum.
Hmm. See,
So that's
I'm
really disrespectful.
I'm conflicted with that because, and maybe it's because of how we're raised. Because you're raised to be self sufficient. Don't ever depend on a man. You should be always be able to take care of yourself. But I
Every
don't know.
woman is raised like that. Every Western woman is raised like that, meaning also the white women, and they still learn that a man should be a provider. They still learn that even if they, because in the Netherlands, most of them we split in bills, right?
Mhm.
But you're not gonna, a woman not gonna pay 80 or 90 and a man gonna pay 10. Never. It's not the
Mhm.
standard. Maybe some of them, but that's not
Yeah.
the standard. And there will be sometimes where the man is down or is fired 2, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months at max.
Mhm.
But you gotta do something. A light bill? How much is a light bill? 20 euros, 30 euros?
Yeah, not much. That's one of the cheapest
So
bills.
that's disrespectful, man.
Mhm. Yeah, like I'm conflicted. I don't I see this is where people are going to push back at me. I don't necessarily think that it's a job to be a provider as a man. Should you be living off of your woman? No. But to be a provider, and if you provide and pay for everything, or at least the major bills, and then my money is mostly my money or all of my money, like a lot of communities, um, you can work, but he will never take your money for anything.
I
I
think, I
I don't
think,
I don't I don't know if I necessarily agree with that.
I think it's how we raise Nadia, because I was really thinking like you too, because we have learned and we saw that our both
Mhm.
our parents was taking care of stuff. Um, but we raised like that. Like you love somebody, you're gonna live together, and you
Mhm.
both be providers, and you both fill each other in.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? But knowing what I went through, it's not fair, because at the end of the day,
Mhm.
and you also know, at the end of the day, the woman always does more when it comes to the kids, when
Yeah,
it
the
comes to the
household.
household, because it's
Yeah.
natural. We naturally take care. Like when we see a sock down, we're gonna pick it because it comes naturally.
Mhm.
It's gonna annoy us, like pick your socks up, put the toilet down. We're gonna keep
Mhm.
saying it, but we're gonna keep cleaning, we're gonna keep doing so. Basically, you're doing the house and you're paying half. It's not fair.
I mean, yeah, I mean, I could see there where if you're taking care of the majority of the childcare house and working your 40 hours, then I can see where he would be paying more to compensate for that difference. But I don't know. I don't know. Maybe that's something I need to work on with myself to
I
be able
think, I
to
think,
release
I think, and I
that.
say this respectfully, I think, and I had to learn this too. I think that we have to be more of a receiver. We are trained. It hits home, huh? We are trained where we come from. We are trained to give before we get, because the way we